welcome to those of you old, new, returning, and here completely by surprise. This is going to be a timeless reading, which means it doesn't matter when you're finding this, the message was meant to find you, and here we are. So what I'm going to be doing is pulling cards, of course, to illuminate some messages, some guidance, and some guidelines about what can come next for you on your journey. Now, this is all about becoming soul-led, satisfied, successful, and honoring and owning your divine plan. So let's dive into it. Now, I've already shuffled the cards, and some of the messages that already kind of came through, and I'll just illuminate those for you before we start pulling fresh cards, is there's this sense of maybe some stuckness, some stagnancy needing to be released to welcome in new cycles, success, and new opportunities. Those cards sort of flipped themselves out of the decks as I was shuffling and reading. So I'm getting the sense that whatever's coming up and through for the rest of this reading, it's very much around honoring and owning the fact that sometimes things need to end in order for new things to come in. So that's a very interesting energy to begin with. And just as I was shuffling there, the change card came out, new seasons of life. I was like, where's my camera? New seasons of life. Of course, she's not going to focus beautifully. But anyway, so that is encapsulating what I was just talking about there. Change, new seasons of life. This tree is split in half, and it's almost recognizing the fact that you might be in that transition period as well. It's like you've shed a lot of shit, you've dropped a lot of layers, you've unveiled maybe some more truths or authenticity within you, but that doesn't mean that it's all gone quite yet. So let's see what else is coming up and through. And of course, at any stage in this reading, when something lands, resonates, or really illuminates something for you, make sure you're letting me know in the comments below. And if any questions come up and through, feel very welcome to drop those too. Alrighty. Guidance, you are divinely guided. I think we all know to some degree that we are being divinely guided, that things happen not always for a logical linear reason, but they are happening in the scheme of our life to prepare us for what's going to come next, or even just as a reflection of what has come before. But this is an opportunity for you to get a little bit more tuned into the fact that truly you are divinely guided. And if you're not feeling that guidance, if you're feeling like maybe amongst this transition period, this time of change, that you're alone, that nothing is working, that no one is looking out for you, an invitation to more deeply sink into your intuition, your guides, your higher self, or even asking for support on a universal level. That message is, it's actually like really holding firm in my mind still. So I'm going to linger there just for a moment. This might mean that you need to reassess, and I'm going to pull some tarot cards to go a little bit deeper in this. Reassess your current spiritual practice. We've got the moon coming out. This month in my membership, I'm actually getting a guest speaker in to talk about the moon, the cycles, and how to work with them. So maybe that's an invitation for you to come join the membership, or to simply seek this information out on your own. There's lots of resources on the internet. So the moon can be one way to tap into a deeper spiritual practice, or just have it more present in your life. Obviously, moon cycles happen every single month. And they're a great way to have a little bit of a framework for yourself for reflection, contemplation. Yeah, so the Hermit's coming out going, yes, a time for reflection, a time for contemplation. Whilst that might be an internal personal journey, it also doesn't mean you need to do it alone though. Hence why you're here and seeking out information and support. Also, the King of Swords has come up and through. So maybe a time to be a little bit more direct, a little bit more focused, and a little bit more conscious on what it is you are desiring in this area. So if you are seeking a deeper connection with spirit, with the universe, with your more intuitive side, set some goals for yourself. Like, what is it that you hope to achieve here? What do you desire to experience? And it's not about being right or wrong, because the King of Swords, you know, it's got this little butterfly up the top. There is this element of transformation, of change. And as with all transformations and change, we don't necessarily know exactly what's on the other side of that. We simply know change is occurring. So get clear on what you can get clear on, and lovingly allow yourself to release what you can't know, don't know, or simply won't know until it's resolved. That can free up a lot of mental, energetic, emotional capacity because you're not focused on things that you can't influence. There are so many things that we can influence in our lives, but when we give up our power by trying to influence things outside of us, like other people, particular situations, things like the overall economy or society, we're kind of just wasting the potential that we have by not directing it into a direction that we have influence over. All right, let's pull a few more cards on this. All right, I'm not going to take all of those, just those first three. All righty, so yeah, very much supporting what we've just seen coming through there around getting clearer, getting your focus in a direction that you have influence over. We've got the sun, conscious mind, masculine, and life force. So with this card, I sense that you're not fully tapping into your potential, but also that this is the time for you to be tapping into that potential. This really complements this King of Swords energy with the masculine, with the conscious mind, on being a bit more focused in not only what drives you, but where you want to drive to. Let's put it like that. So having clear on the vision, but also clear on the steps that you want to take to get there, but also how you need to be showing up in order to take those steps in order to get there. Now, along this journey, just like at the start of the reading, when we were talking about, getting that guidance, getting that support, feeling supported by the universe, we have the "you are safe, the universe has your back" card. Just a reminder that even when you're on a solo journey, you are never truly alone. And your ability to open up, to be consciously connecting with universe, source, guide, spirit, God, whatever you call it, whatever you resonate with, that is within your control, that is within your capacity. And even if you can't tangibly see these things, when you feel it, you feel it. So keep reaching, keep seeking, keep asking for that guidance, and also getting out of your own way so that you can welcome it in. This card that just popped out, really complimentary. Basically, I feel the same as the Moon card coming out before, is mystery, secrets, and hidden meanings. Another strong reminder that we don't know everything that's going on in the picture. So making sure as often as possible, as consciously as possible, bringing our awareness to what is within control. That doesn't mean you can't contemplate the mysteries of life in the universe. You can't question and query what's going to be happening next for you, but allowing yourself not to be attached to controlling or to getting right the things that are outside of your control. And as I did last time, just pulling a few tarot cards there to go a little bit deeper. What is this? Magical, catching it. We've got the Queen of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. What beautiful energy coming through from this. So if we were to read this already as a little bit of a story, I'm seeing this is chapter 1. This is, unfolding with chapter 2. This first chapter is change, transformation, shedding of the old, welcoming of the new, and being a little bit stuck in the middle, feeling like, oh, this feels crap. What's going on? I don't know what to do. I'm all alone in this. But waking up to the fact that you get to choose a direction, you get to choose where your focus is, and yes, you get to choose to allow the universe in to support you. That second chapter, that is what I'm really feeling you're either stepping firmly into whenever you find this reading, or you have the opportunity to, is one that is based on that conscious creation and deliberate focus, feeling, because you welcomed it in, the support from the universe, your guides, whatever you're tapping into, and like a playful energy when it comes to the mysteries of the universe. That is a recipe for success. You're going to be feeling a lot more in control, a lot more stable. You might be noticing the abundance already within your life and in a beautiful position to make more of it. So if you're currently seeking to increase your finances, to grow your business, to perhaps work on your savings, something in the sort of material wealth realm, this is an excellent time when you have that level of conscious control, trust in the universe, and also playfulness with the unknown. You are in a perfect position to thrive, to be abundant and to really allow in that vision to unfold that you got clearer on earlier. Awesome. We're going to get a little bit of a sneak peek into some of the energies that might be at play here and influencing you. So we're going to be using this deck to explore that. So this is like what might come in to lure you off path, lead you astray, or simply distract you from where you want to be going. Alrighty. So the first one is procrastination. Now, if you're someone who has formed a habit, trying to get that in the light, formed a habit of procrastination, I want to remind you, and your guides want to remind you that that is a habit. And there's a little black cat here, just like there was in this mystery card. So sometimes we procrastinate, and this is probably going to land with a lot of you. Sometimes we procrastinate because we've convinced ourselves if we don't know the outcome, then we can't take any steps. So just a little bit of a callback and a reminder here that there is always going to be mystery. There's always going to be uncertainties. And consciously, when you wake up to that, don't allow it to be a reason for you to procrastinate on the things, on the steps, on the goals, on the actions that you have decided to take in order to honor and own your journey and your vision. So procrastination, it definitely can be, and I'm just noticing with this procrastination card, with the little lamp she's holding, very similar to this hermit card that came out before. Sometimes we procrastinate saying, you know, we need to do more inner work. We need to do more healing. We need to do more study. We need to do more journaling. And not that any of those things are bad, but are you using that as a delaying technique, a procrastination technique? Oh, I need another certificate. I need to read another book. I need to, so on and so forth. So that's a very specific message for some of you around allowing that sort of hermit mode, internal reflection to go on longer than is needed and longer than is necessary, which can cause a little bit of stagnancy. Alrighty. So the next one coming through here is discover your life purpose. I'm getting two very clear and interesting readings of this. The first one is complementary to this. Are you spending all that hermit time over-analyzing, over-complicating, overthinking your life purpose? Now, something I often help my clients with is defining and aligning with their version of success. And part of that is, you know, what are you being called to do? What work do you want to do in the world? What impact do you want to make? So life purpose is definitely a discussion that is valuable, that is necessary, that is needed. But as in all things, we get as much clarity as we can. We then accept the mystery, the unknown, the uncertainty, so we can get on with creating what it is we do know, knowing and trusting that the rest will unfold. But if we stay in this position of needing to be 100% sure before we get started, we're never actually going to feel sure. The second thing I see here as well is maybe part of the reason that you're in this moment of change is because you've uncovered a piece or discovered part of your life purpose, or what you want to identify as your life purpose in this chapter, in this season of your life. And so that gets to be very exciting. So honor it, own it, and then roll with it. Lastly, we have the Wild card. Alrighty, so she's very pretty, very beautiful. Now, this Wild card is giving energy of passion, of fierceness, but also allowing yourself to go on this journey as you are. You don't need to be polished. You don't need to be perfect. Reinforcing over and over and over again. You don't need to stay in hermit mode because you haven't polished all your edges yet. You can just get going. And the crazy parts, the fierce parts, the wild parts, the sexy parts, the weird parts, like whatever it is, those are what are going to make you shine. That doesn't mean they have to be the most important thing on the journey, but just know and trust you get to take yourself as you are. I find it really interesting that she's also holding a lantern. This is just reinforcing over and over and over and over again this necessity to know yourself, but also to not wait on knowing all of yourself before you get started. Because every time I've pulled an oracle, I've pulled a tarot, we're going to do that again. Alrighty, so we've got the King of Wands, the Ace of Wands, and the Page of Pentacles. This is just definitely reinforcing fresh start, new start energy, the universe having your back, you following just a piece of the puzzle. No, you don't have the entire spread defined. You don't know every step of the way. You can't say for certain where you want to be in 3, 5, 10, 15, 50 years, and that's okay. Knowing your goal for this chapter is going to serve you so well. I really get the sense here that the King of Wands facing back in the old direction is just a nod to the fact that the old you needed to be completely in control, and this is no longer the case. You can be in control, you can be powerful, you can own what you want, but remembering this is a new, healthier version of you that doesn't have to rely on being completely in control all of the time. The universe can take over a little bit. We can trust in the mysteries. We can trust in the unknown. And we just need to focus, or rather you just need to focus, if this is resonating, on what you can control. Even if it's just a piece of the puzzle, that is going to allow you to get started. All right, before we wrap up this reading, make sure you're letting me know in the comments what came up and through for you, what resonated, and what really landed and helped. I'm always curious for your commentary. And I want to use my favorite oracle deck, Oracle of Shadows and Light, to pull just a final message. This might tie everything together. It might give you a tiny bit of homework, or it could just be a little left field message for us all. All right, we've got Marie Masquerade, Glamour, Intrigue, Drama. All right. This journey is not about being performative or perfect. It is a time to take off the masks, to release the conditioning, to honor and own who you truly are. As the wild card said before, come as you are. Take off the masks, take off the conditioning, take off the programming, and allow yourself to be seen for who you truly are. And if there are people in your life who are just like this, they're drama, they're all about being seen to be perfect, and they don't really care about alignment and truth and authenticity and all of that stuff, maybe an invitation to remove them from your life, or even just disconnect from that being a goal of yours. On this card, I see there's a little ship in her hair, and to me, that's just a reminder of transition, of change. And this is a time of potentially choppy seas, yes, but it is part of the path and getting you to where you want to be, which is on the other side of this change, on the other side of this transformation, and in a position where you are much more conscious, much more in alignment, and much more honoring and owning what it is you desire to create in your life. Have fun with this as well. I think I just want to say that first and foremost before we end it, because this can be heavy if we allow it to be. This can be playful, can be fun, can be an adventure if we allow it to be. And then secondly, this is just a reading, by the way. This isn't set in stone. It isn't saying someone's going to be dramatic. You're going to have to do this or do that or do the other. It's just an invitation for you to reflect inwards, to apply what works, to release what doesn't, and to honor and own your path in life. So use this to empower yourself and not put you in a position of being, disempowered. Thank you for joining me. I will see you next time, and enjoy the next couple of weeks because it's got some big energy for you.